Radiant team Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team Dire team pick. Radiant team pick.
Night Stalker.
Radiant team pick.
Necrophos.
Dire team pick.
Bad Rider!
Radiant team ban.
Ancient apparition.
Dire team ban.
So guys, welcome back to the SLI South American Winners Bracket qualifying games. We got DC.SA going up against Luccini, and they drafted a lot faster than I thought they would. They've been going so slowly all day, and suddenly just pick, and then we're here. So I'm a little bit late to the draft. Whoops, my bad.
Remaining.
Guys, I'm Mike Loris, going to be casting this, which can be the last game
5
of the night.
seconds
DC.SA
remaining.
dismantling Luccini. Wasn't even close, and now we have ourselves an interesting scenario. DC.SA once again pick up Night Stalker. Night Stalker did well in the last game, but it was hard to compare him to what Attune was doing, so it's hard to tell. But they get Night Stalker, they join him with an Ancient Apparition, which is usually going to be a reasonable opening. You get a good mix of utility out of that Night Stalker, and Ancient Apparition get a lot of power to that safe lane. But then you have an issue of Luccini side with Necrophos and Batrider. And by issue, I mean issue for Luccini. Because Necrophos is a great hero for sure. I mean, he was first banned in the last game. He's very
10
frequently
seconds
banned up
remaining.
in any other given game, but there's a reason
5
why
seconds
teams
remaining.
aren't super eager to pick up Necrophos without also picking up Ancient Apparition. Usually when we see Necrophos, he's with AA, and that's for two reasons. One, so you don't have to play against him, and two, because Ice Vortex with Scythe is pretty darn good. But up against Necrophos now is the AA with the Night Stalker, and that's quite an issue for a Necrophos. Crippling Fear is a ridiculous silence. Everyone knows that, but Ancient Apparition also cuts out
Radiant
most of the regenerative capacity of Necrophos. If you land that ice effect, Necrophos is almost guaranteed to die in the fight. Really difficult to deal with. So good luck to Necrophos. We'll see what Luccini can do to really enable that hero. Taker and Bloodseeker will be banned out. Luccini obviously with the
10
Necrophos and Batrider
seconds
pick,
remaining.
going pretty heavy into this single target focus.
5
Team
seconds
fight
remaining.
still is a possibility, of course, but just looking to get that initiation off on their own terms. It's where Night Stalker becomes a pretty powerful hero, denying the enemy their vision and maintaining your own. Really quite nice. And Ancient Apparition does that to some extent as well. And that those little
Dire
vortexes
team
on the
pick.
ground, not always going to be the best scouting tool necessarily, but see Luccini are going really deep now in order to make sure that their initiation goes off without a hitch. Going in for some early game power now in that Tusk. They had a pretty free pick there. They're looking for two supports, and DC are looking for none. So
10 seconds
obviously,
remaining.
Luccini are pretty comfortable picking up any support they want.
5 seconds remaining.
And Tusk, he's okay here, it seems. I think I personally, in general, prefer the Earth Spirit. Although I prefer watching the Tusk. I think Earth Spirit's the better hero. Usually for Tusk, you want to have some sort of big defensive tool. Like, if you were DC side and you're up against Necrophos and still fit it in, then yeah, you go for a Tusk. That protection, but right now you're not really protecting against anything in particular, but still mixed utility with this hero for sure. It's going to make him quite nice. They would like a little bit more damage, though. They are going to activate the safe lane. Tusk
Radiant team
Necrophos is fine, but is definitely missing a pretty big piece there. DC.SA, grab that Faceless Void. Silencer is still in the pool right now. And for Luccini, that actually looks like the perfect pick. Silencer to cover the Batrider's initiation will 9 times out of 10 set up for a kill,
10 seconds
which
remaining.
may or may not be a Scythe kill. Being able to cancel any follow-up on a Faceless
5
Void
seconds
Chronosphere is
remaining.
incredibly powerful. Plus, they're missing their secondary safe lane support, so it does seem like that's probably going to be... I mean, that's a pretty premium pick here. Let's be real. Luccini can put this Necrophos in the safe lane or the mid lane, so they have further options there. DC.SA probably just looking to build up pretty nice fight power here. They're ready to have the Ancient Apparition and that Faceless Void, so their supporting crew is done. And Ice Blast with Chronosphere is pretty darn powerful. What else do they want for that combo? Puck is actually still in the pool. How is Puck still in the pool, you may ask? I don't have an answer for you. He's just there. It would actually be pretty darn good for DC.SA to get their initiation off without a hitch. Alternatively, going for a Quap is also pretty reasonable. Tinker is not too bad with the Faceless Void, although you don't really want to be picking Tinker up against a Batrider Tusk. They're probably not that hero, but the other ones for sure.
Dire team pick.
DC.SA want to go for a little more pushing power. They can go for a Death Prophet or something like that, but Luccini get a Visage instead. Now, we have seen Visage picked up in just one of these other games, and he was not played as a core. Is the norm.
10 seconds remaining.
Visage support / core.
5 seconds.
Pretty good
remaining.
if you're going to look to focus down just one target at a time. That's really where Visage is at his strongest.
Weaver.
Now the Weaver is up though, and Luccini kind of awkwardly low on disables. That's what Visage doesn't really bring to the table. Chill is great, but up against Void, up against Weaver, DC.SA may just literally run circles around Luccini right now. Now, yeah, they do have the Scythe, and they do have that Lasso, so they will have some tools. But you know what item Weaver loves to get? He loves to get Lincoln Sphere. And Lincoln Sphere is going to be an absolute all-star here for DC.SA's Weaver. Looking for that mid lane matchup now, I would assume. I'm going to assume a support Visage. Visage Tusk is pretty powerful. The damage is pretty slow, though. Tusk is very much so about the displacement, about the right clicks. That doesn't really fill the Soul Assumption bar that quickly. Frost as well if he's going to go toward that safe lane. That's okay amounts of damage, and whoa, an Oracle last. So, okay. Is Ancient Apparition going mid? Well, I mean, let's get this out of the way first. Oracle, just as a hero, absolutely incredible versus Necrophos. Is absolutely incredible up against Batrider. But where is he actually going to go? Because HFN, up the Weaver, we have... Yes, it's an Atune. Hey! Oh my lord, we have ourselves a little bit of a twist here. Now, there's actually a thread on Reddit that was like, why isn't Oracle picked up versus Necrophos as much? And, well, we're going to see, I think, both the reason why he is picked up against Necrophos in this game, because he just was, and also the reason why he wasn't, because he is a very awkward hero. His offensive power is so situational, especially when you're dealing with the likes of Tusk and an Anti-Mage. Your offensive power is certainly going to be lacking. But you know what? Oracle and the downside of Oracle and the Purifying Flames, ready for this? Doesn't heal the enemies if you Ice Blast them. Next level. Next level synergies here for DC.SA. I believe it was in the European qualifiers of this same tournament where Na'Vi just ran, like, it was like 5-6 hours ago. They ran a mid lane AA for Dendi up against a Tiny and Io. And let me tell you something, guys. It was mediocre. It really didn't do that well. But hopefully this time, Atune will be able to show off that proud. There's something really special about mid lane AA. I don't really know what it is. Like, I love this hero. AA, since he was released, since the first time I played him, I'm like, this hero is the shit. This hero is amazing. Giving him farm, giving him extra love, he's not quite going to be able to run the map as an Enchantress, as we saw in the last game. But is going to give DC a lot of defensive power with this Oracle. And they still have, at the end of the day, a Carry Weaver, a Faceless Void. These are heroes that scale pretty darn well into the late game. So although your late game Ancient Apparition is going to be, let's be honest, terrible, it is not going to hold a candle to anything the Anti-Mage is going to bring to the table. Necrophos, same thing. You will still have enough, at least in theory, you'll have enough power there. I want to see what DC are going to do with this, because this is, again, a little bit of a twist here. I would say, in general, the exception being perhaps this, like, support visage, which is, again, not really the norm these days. Luccini's lanes are looking extremely solid. Pretty standard Bat Rider offlane stuff. Is that it? Yeah, okay, that's just in the circle, it seems. GG indeed. You know, this is pretty standard stuff. Bat Rider towards the offlane. Necrophos looking to go eat this board. Yeah, they're gonna give it to him. Nice. They're gonna go towards the mid lane. And Anti-Mage safe lane.
The battle begins.
DC, they do have enough answers to kill off Anti-Mages. That's not really going to be a huge issue. But again, we're going to have a game where I'm going to be staring at the mid lane. If you guys don't want that, well then, you can leave. Because it's going to happen. Like, there's no way to stop it. Faceless Void is going to be going up against a pretty tough lane. He's going to be poked at 24/7, and losing your mana as Faceless Void is really unpleasant. You should still be able to get CS on occasion, but Tusk rotating in, maybe not going to be super relevant. It's going to be mostly towards the mid lane where the Tusk is going to look to flex his muscles. Gonna get the freeze on the Necrophos. Yeah, he will still eat the tango. But honestly, guys, cards on the table, I have no idea how this matchup of AA versus Necrophos plays out. I mean, we get to see two weird mid lane matchups in a row, which is kind of sweet. With the Tusk here, well, it's going to look pretty darn good for Jamari. Creeps are actually going to let Attune through. I don't know why that didn't block. It looked like it should have. Attune going to live. I would assume, just based off of what these heroes do, that the Necrophos should have this lane on lock. But again, this is not your standard lane setup. Attune is clearly versed in these jank-ass setups, so not really sure what to expect out of this lane. Right now, though, HFN on the Weaver top lane, going up against zero opposition. It is pretty darn impossible to kill off a Weaver as a Bat Rider. You need to spam that napalm to get any sort of semblance of lane control. And if you do that, you fill up the magic stick. I don't really know why that one didn't work. Really just not getting magic wand charges here. Whatever, man. But yeah, a Weaver with extra mana means he's going to be sending more and more bugs your way. Not to feed you. He's going to be killing you with that. Shikuchi as well. It's going to be spammed out every single time because it's free to him. It doesn't cost him anything. He has the wand charges for days. Jericho and Matthew is fighting for the rune. Who's going to show up? This is a level 2 Visage, actually, but King RD has the trump card. That's a double damage rune. He's going to root down the Tusk. Shards only, but they will already take down Matthew. Can King RD fight his way out of this? I'm not really too sure. Double damage is strong. I'm not really sure if it's this strong. It's not. Jericho's going to survive, get 2 kills with the help of this Visage. And that is Soul Assumption power right there. Really expensive, really situational. If you're able to fill that bar up, man, you're going to be doing some serious feats. Actually freezing Necrophos a little more than I would expect. I expected him to freeze Necrophos literally 0 times. But already he's at 2, so, you know, new record.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
The lane is going to be drawn pretty even here. Unlike last game, Attune is, again, not going to be running this map. It's also not going to be absolutely crushing this mid lane. Attune is going to get jumped here. Jericho, shards are up, and the creeps going to wall off Attune pretty hard here. He's just going to die to the right clicks of Jamari.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Super clunky hero, this Ancient Apparition. He's just slow. Slow, he doesn't have any sort of escape. Tusk is going to make sure that he's going to punish that as much as he can. In the meantime, Anti-Mage farming pretty darn well. Deep Tekka going to get his passives up. Can't really expect to be able to cast your Time Walk here with any sort of consistency. Go for the passives. See what you can do with your allies, perhaps. The RD, though, stuck in a corner. Start charging up the root. Will land it on 2, but he also heals up Jericho right afterwards. So he ends up giving him quite a bit of extra sustain. Now Tekka. Well, Grave Chilled. That's about it. Genie are kind of feasting right now on these DC heroes. Ordinarily, if there was like a regular lane matchup, it would be, well, you know, Ancient Apparition or generic mid laner X. Still getting farm, still can recover with the pace of the game, but it does feel like Ancient Apparition is just not that type of hero. If you're playing from behind as an AA, you're support AA, and you really can't do with a third support on DC. Matthew is scouting around nighttime. And still they have HFN absolutely free on this top lane. Locked out this Batrider pretty darn hard. Forced him to go for that Soul Ring. Again, gonna take to the skies, HFN. Take quite a bit of damage. He's actually still staying in the Firefly. He's gonna pick a fight further with this Batrider, but has to watch out for his charges of Napalm on himself. And it's still bugged up. They have Matthew coming in from the south, and with one more double shot, HFN will get the kill, and hey, look at that. One charges, and he's pretty much at full HP, though we do have another roll in. Where's the Toon? Where's the shards? There they are. The Toon's got to walk around them again. Is there a scythe? No, not quite. So there's right clicks. Is he gonna freeze? He will, but the Skull's gonna follow him. You're not fast enough to escape that, so say goodbye. Dead again. Even more regen now for the Necrophos, and he is A-okay in this mid lane. Fantastic time for him. Honestly, not much is here to challenge him with just an AA opposition. This is looking like it's going to be a tough game for DC. The Faceless Void, to their credit, is still getting a lot of experience. Batrider, though, is a Batrider. You need a couple levels, and you can clear out jungle scat. My god, can I speak English, please? Jungle camps. Pretty reliably. Not ideal, but it sure as hell better than going into this top lane and dying to a Weaver again. Defend got a lot of farm last game as the Anti-Mage. We'll see if he can make that happen to any sort of reasonable degree in this game as well. Weaver, though, inherently just doesn't farm as fast as someone like an Anti-Mage, who, by the way, is on the other side now, and we're just going straight for that pretty standard power treads into Battle Fury build. Ice Blast is up, though there is no Chronosphere yet. Ice Blast is great again for dealing with Necrophos, but you really do need to get some sort of setup. Cold Feet is not easy to actually land. Jamari kind of let it land a handful of times. See, like, you need a second, even a third hero there if you're gonna end up actually killing the Necrophos with that Ice Blast setup. Usually the hero, at least in this game, is going to kind of have to be a Faceless Void. A wraparound from a Night Stalker, I don't even know if that's good enough, honestly. If you apply the chill effect, yeah, you have a chance. But it's really all about that Cold Feet. Like, the Ice Blast, let's say, is guaranteed. If the Cold Feet lands, you can get a kill. If not, doesn't freeze in place, then it's just not going to happen. Top lane, Blightstone on the Weaver. See how much damage is able to do this tower. Has the power treads, has the Aquila aura turned on, of course. Gonna do quite a decent chunk of damage. Batrider still nowhere to be seen. Jen doesn't want any part of that. There's an Ice Blast heading towards this bottom lane, which will see the Tusk. Will hit the Anti-Mage. There is mana here on the Faceless Void. 2 shots will deplete him. Well, he has a Mango, actually, so he's pretty much guaranteed a time walk out. Unless he just stops moving. That's pretty bad. Still has the Mango and then jump out. And is going to do just that. In the meantime, they actually pick off Jamari. Shards are off the mark. I chose the wrong fight to watch. Jamari teleported in towards the top lane. And I guess just got 3v1'd. My apologies, guys. I was not expecting any sort of defense there. I mean, if Batrider isn't going to go, and then who is? It should not be the Necrophos. That's for damn sure.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Pull the creep wave. And oh, they also catch the Batrider. T-Tors, so bad. If only there was some sort of like notification that came up here in the casting slot that was like flashing. It was like, hey dumbass, people are dying. You should probably go watch it. That would make my life so much easier. Weaver though, on top of the world. Ancient Apparition so far. Not doing all that much, but he's gonna go for that Midas. Already, what's your level looking like? 4. Not all that bad. Should be very similar, and they are. Tower is gonna go down, it looks like. Would not recommend a defense here. I do see the Batrider just farming it up. Can't really do anything about that. They probably can do something about this, but it's just better to take down the tower. Now tower will be claimed by HFN.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
They have the Chronosphere, they have the Ice Blast. Sent out, apparently. I don't really know where. Soon, either way, is going to live a little while longer. Now, usually, Ancient Apparition Midases build into Ags. Force Staff is pretty good here. Glimmer Cape is incredible here. Not really sure if he wants to be played a little bit more as like a traditional core. In the sense that he wants to be able to do damage as opposed to save his allies.
Radiant
Really, it's a lot of personal choice there. And team preference. I like this, though. As an Ancient Apparition, you may have this kind of Sunstrike-esque ability. But still, you want to get involved in action as much as you can. He's actually going to break smoke and keep farming the mid lane for the Midas. As the rest of the allies go down towards bottom lane. Here comes the Ice Blast. Cinder is right in the path, but they will go for the Anti-Mage instead. With the bugs coming in, he's frosted, he's dead. Zinders is going to Grave Chill HFN, though, on the chase. TP out from Zinders, and it looks like, oh my god, the burst damage from level 3 Purifying Flames is going to get them a twofer. And also scout out that stack. Now up on top lane, they are able to kind of reap the benefits of no Weaver. Looks like they are going to take a little bit of space on that top lane. Still, Faceless Void getting involved in these kills is that's like the most important thing to do. Faceless Void in the off lane isn't really usually going to get a lot of farm, and in this context, they really do need him to get a lot of farm. So, gotta make sure you Chronosphere every single time it's available. The more you Chronosphere, the more gold you get. The chance the game is to go in your way, especially when you have this mid AA, which so far I'm not too sure about. They did get a really early level of Ice Blast, and it's going to be a very early level 2 of Ice Blast, and I would assume it's going to be a really early Ags as well. Like, yeah, you push all your timings up by, 5 minutes, but worth the cost. And it's going to get snowballed. I don't think it's going to land. No, it just will land. Walrus Punch there with the Scythe, and he's dead. They do send out the Ice. It chills the Necrophos, but still he gets the mana regeneration component. No health there. Cinder's here with his familiars, and they will both get out safety. AA, why are you so slow, man? If he had power treads, I'm pretty sure just a little bit of extra movement speed would have kept him safe. King RD, gonna witness this stack being cleared. Gonna get blinked upon, though. Couple shots. He will root down the Anti-Mage for just a split second, get himself out. Picked up level 6 from that.
God remains.
Then, really, just Perseverance into Diffusal Blade? Interesting build. Earlier, Lincoln Sphere is a premium item, and he can still go for it. It does seem like he is going to favor his offensive power in this game. Diffusal Blade, great versus that Bat Rider. The Bat Rider is good versus Bat Rider, I guess, but versus the Necrophos mostly. Wants to make sure that he has that answer to the Ghost Shroud Attune. It jumps once again. This time has backup in the form of King RD. He's going to give Attune a little bit of extra juice with the healing. He's kind of stuck here thanks to the shards, and Attune can't really fight his way out of it. Take no damage, it seems. Pretty much perfectly break even there. Shards once again, gonna land, and with the familiars overhead, Attune gonna get Brave Chilled, Walrus Punch, ready to use Snowball again though, and he will fall. TP coming in. We do have Matthew arrival as well, so they'll take the Tusk down. These kills, killing off the mid lane of DC.SA, costing them quite a bit, including the entire mana pool of the Oracle, 2 TPs in. The handful of supports getting that kill also, so that is incredibly expensive. By this time in the last game, Anti-Mage, DC's Anti-Mage did have his Battle Fury and Power Treads, I believe. So this particular game, whoever this is, slightly slower. But there's, again, not as much overall pressure, so he should be still on. Necrophos, though, man, he's got Travels. Go for a cloak, optional hood for sure, but some extra armor would be huge for this Necrophos. Right now, Ice Blast is already used. Here comes the Silence. Bug's gonna throw out as well. Does not actually connect on the Necrophos. In fact, the double Familiar Stomp will hit onto the Night Stalker. Scythe will come in. King RD uses that Fate's Edict just a little bit too early. Does cancel completely the Mana Void of the Anti-Mage. But unfortunately, just slightly off to also Get on that Reaper Scythe. DC once again losing a couple heroes here and there. If I'm actually gonna go Lincoln Sphere or Diffusal Blade. I mean, I wouldn't mind either one. They're both really good. He's probably gonna end up getting both. It does seem like he's the heavy though. He's the one who has to be farming and staying alive. See what the Faceless Void can do now that he has another Chronosphere. HFN absolutely cannot afford to die in this game. Every single time he does, that is probably just a disaster. They're going to group up over in the mid lane. Bugs the scout out. They have Obs set up. They will see the Tusk's arrival. Jericho's shards will do pretty much nothing. Additional heroes coming in. Necrophos jumping in on some familiars. Also spotted by the Observer. Jump in. Lasso onto the Faceless Void. Can they chainstun him to death? Seems like it'll be close. Yeah, they do get him. Ice Blast as well coming in. Onto the Bat Rider pretty much only. We'll make it a 1-for-1 trade. Chronosphere here. HFN still perfectly healthy. They use the Scythe for this one as well. Anti-Mage though gonna show up straight onto a Toon. Just right-clicking him down. There is a Mana Void here that should get the kill. Anti-Mage blink forward once more. Pops the AA. In the back, the Oracle also in a lot of trouble. Forced to protect himself. HFN still doing a lot of damage here. Teleport out from PRD is gonna fail. HFN now, with the help of Matthew, on top of another one, making it 3-for-3 so far. The Mage gonna show up once more. Shrine is there. You don't want to fight in there, guys. Bad idea, DC. Shards will be off. Matthew, with his movement speed, should be able to get out of here. They do have the Faceless Void coming in. Familiar 1 will fall. Familiar 2 spotted by Matthew, but he's just gonna help with Tekka's Faceless Void Chronosphere play, but no real opportunities here. They do see the Tusk. Goes in more shards. HFN still has not died, though. This is still pretty decent for DC. Is there an Ice Blast coming in? Not just yet. Should be sending it towards the mid lane soon enough. Everyone will blink out of there. Looks like that should just about be it. HFN at half HP does have a time lapse, and now a Lincoln Sphere fully completed, but not really sure if they're going to look to do anything super aggressive. Well, if they find a free hero in the middle of nowhere, they'll take it. That's for damn sure. Matthew and HFN gonna tear down another one and even see maybe a couple more. Gotta watch out though, going for Jericho. Does have the turnaround potential. Certainly is there. Anti-Mage gonna teleport out from the top lane, but HFN still going in pretty deep here. Against 2 familiars. That's 2 stuns, and they do have their Scythe as well. Here comes the Faceless Void. Where's the ice? Needs to be here. They don't have any Diffusal Blade for this one. They're doing no damage. Chronosphere literally doing nothing. Completely countered by that Ghost Shroud, and now Tekka. Snowball is not going to connect, but they do shard him. He's Scythed, and he's dead. No help from KRD, who's a little bit too far away. Give him that Edict. Now he's in a little bit of trouble as well. Pushed back by Jen, lassoed up as well. He is going to die in kind. Everyone getting put into this meat grinder on both sides. Big survivors, though, particularly this Weaver, 405. That's a reason for going for a Diffusal Blade first. Still, I think this build is probably better, but man, you gotta be able to make sure you land that Chronosphere and then land the damage afterwards. Otherwise, you know, 140-second, 4-second stun is not that great, let's say. The Anti-Mage did escape that one alive as well. Fury, and he's gonna start skyrocketing in farm. If Weaver's surviving these fights and still farming the waves, then yeah, he can remain competitive in the farm, even against the Battle Fury Anti-Mage. That is a big ask, however. The fights just typically aren't going to happen with that much frequency.
Gold remains.
They're placing a lot of pressure here on this Weaver's farm.
Radiant are scanning.
Ability to survive and carry the game. Luccini do have, I think, enough answers to deal with this Weaver. Not going to be easy for them, but possible. They're able to get any sort of additional disable for the Weaver. Maybe something as simple as Rod of Atos on the next. Or, you know, Aghanim Scepter is good too. More sights and just more stuns. Throw him out a little bit earlier and not be too upset if it doesn't get you the kill. Ekka also having a really tough time. I'm gonna go for a Vlad's. Not bad, though. I do think probably a casual cloak is in order here, at least. You need to make sure that you don't get insta-gibbed off of that Bat Rider initiation. Again, Bat Rider into immediate sight is damn difficult to deal with. Not sure if there's a build that Faceless Void can really go for. That'll be able to prevent that entirely, but you gotta try.
Dire structures are fortified.
Weaver is circling around from the back here. We'll run into an Anti-Mage, and Anti-Mage will blink out. Matthew pops the darkness, and we'll charge in. Ice Blast as well. We'll kill a creep. TS. Ender is spotted now. With HFN on the case, this Visage is in a lot of trouble. Cloak is powerful, and they are going to jump in, lasso the Night Stalker, because they don't have a way of getting through that Lincoln Sphere. Chronosphere is going to land onto pretty much everybody, but again, there's no follow-up here. The Night Stalker is going to get bailed out by the Oracle, but the Anti-Mage is going to arrive. Make short work of the Faceless Void and HFN. Where is he? He's trying to go for Jan right now. He doesn't quite have enough damage to easily get these kills. Will, with help of the Night Stalker, snag it in the end. 2 for 2. Fairly even exchange, but this Anti-Mage, man, it's so much of a bigger problem than this Weaver down the line. At least it feels like. AA, no Ice Blast. HFN will slither away. Still surviving in these engagements, still getting kills, and still is able to farm. The Anti-Mage, though, doing exactly the same thing. Not very frequently you see an Anti-Mage show up to these fights and actually have such a large contribution. DC's lack of a third hard-hitting hero really making it easy for Anti-Mage to go in and just be confident that he won't die. If he's caught in a Chronosphere and if he's going to get hit with the Ice Blast, then for sure DC have enough gas to take him down. That timing, though, is going to be closing ever so quickly. Anti-Mage gets more and more items. It's going to get bugged by HFN. Peaceful coexistence. Fusel Blade is up, but I'm pretty sure Anti-Mage is going to burn your mana faster. Although, backup is coming in. Anti-Mage, if he gets silenced here, well, he's actually out of mana now. Here comes the rest of the team. They will root him down and annihilate him. Literally everyone there from DC shows up, and they take a huge kill in the AM. The Ancient Apparition takes the last hit. They do hold the Ice Blast as well. Is that a full Ags? And that's a Force Staff. Yeah, it's a little bit disappointing. When could have been having Ags, man. Force Staff is really good in this game. Try to keep the Weaver alive. That's the name of the game. I mean, King RD's pretty much his sole task. Keep the Weaver alive, you can die a happy Oracle. Just go ahead for a push. Refined Flames, keeping the front creep alive a little while longer. And once again, gonna slither out of there. Luccini can make a defense here. We're gonna go for a Radiance Oracle. Love this build in this game. Out farming the enemies. Feels like that's the best and easiest way for Luccini to win this game. Abandon that Ags build up, it seems. I mean, you find yourself with Relic Gold, you're not gonna say no. Especially going up against a Weaver. Couple of misses. And right now for the Weaver, every single hit is so precious.
Radiant's middle tower has been denied.
Power being denied, that hurts for DC.SA. Too much Luccini doing all the right things. Would like to see them try to be a little bit more aggressive on this lasso. Do need to wait for a Force Staff on the Bat Rider so that he has at least a chance of killing off the enemy Weaver. Now he has, internally within this one hero, a way of jumping in, blowing the Lincoln Sphere of the Weaver, and lassoing him afterwards. Again, every single time you lasso, should be a sight. See if King RD is fast enough to bail him out. It's not a super easy Bat Rider game. So far, King RD not really been able to provide those saves. A little bit clunky.
Radiant's bottom tower
Why isn't
is under attack.
Oracle pick more versus
Top tower
Necrophos?
is under attack.
Time stops.
Well, that's not good. Chronosphere lands onto 0 things. The Anti-Mage is going to walk out of there. I mean, you still go for that, right? It sucks that you missed, but you kind of have to go for those. You have two-handed Midas is working away for DC.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And looking for a target over in mid lane. Anti-Mage not too far away. He's going to Bump into a Night Stalker, but he's kind of by himself right now. Everyone else is partying in the bottom lane. Ice Blast nails Jericho. HFN gonna set up a kill for Attune. Also, Batrider used his lasso. Is gonna run into the spooky Katari Ancient Apparition, but finds an Invis rune. I'm pretty sure he was fine anyway. Just the blink out. Safe. HFN still leading the Anti-Mage in farm. Game is close, but this is not good. There's no lasso though. He kind of wasted it on the bottom lane. There is gonna be a flame break. Double familiar stuns. Oh, one. Not gonna happen just yet. Another time walk out. Getting a little bit too close to the enemy tier 1, so they're gonna fall back. Then Anti-Mage now. Gonna fight perhaps. Night Stalker. He lands this silence. Oh, he used it on the wrong thing. There's still a chase with the Diffusal Blade. He's running low on mana. Time lapse to bring the Weaver back a little bit. He is going to be in for a little bit of trouble. King RD does ditch his ultimate before he goes down to the scythe. Well, he's not gonna die to the scythe, but he still goes down. Dire's Courier does in fact die as well. HFN going to get a little bit of extra regen afterwards. That was not the engagement they're looking for. Trying to kill off an Anti-Mage by burning off his mana with a Diffusal Blade is really, really tough unless you're like a Naga. You have additional illusions. HFN is going to take no damage. Although, I'm not really sure about this, Tusk. The Weaver isn't going to chase him down. Probably could have easily killed him off.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Not good. Anti-Mage doesn't have a blink though. Got dilated.
Radiant's
After.
has been
Oh, HFN not done yet. Both couriers will fall. Zinder though is going to die as well. Assassin Weaver cannot be stopped. It seems. Getting really far ahead and is going to find another touch with Shikuchi and he's dead. There we go. He has more Diffusal Blade charges. Jen's going to actually try to teleport out. It's going to be pretty close. And he got it. Just enough damage. Now level 20 additional agility. The Weaver is doing his best to carry this game for his team. But is it enough? They haven't really made great strides into the tier 2s of Luccini right now. So they definitely have to look towards doing that in the future. Oh my god. Is this actually happening? Is this real life? He has a Shadow Blade and he's going for Sheepstick. That is incredible. I mean, I don't care what hero you're playing, guys. If you have a Blink or Shadow Blade and a hard disable, you're going to be, in some situations, valuable to your team. Even if you are a mid lane AA. Now, right now, the Shadow Blade is, let's be honest, it's not that good. Right-click AA is unfortunately not a thing. Believe me, I've tried. He gets the sheep, though. Surprise sheep out of nowhere. Another way for DC to start those fights. Is that really what you want to be doing with your mid lane? Probably not. But it's not like he has a lot of choices right now. He's still actually not that far behind in the farm department. Oh, jump in. King RD is going to get tagged with the lasso. He may be able to save himself for a little while here. We do have a Chronosphere right around the corner, but HFN can't really help out. Here comes the ice. Here comes the jump in. Chronosphere. No, just a dilation right now. Everyone else is going to slide down, except for Zinder, who got caught in the low ground. Poor guy, just completely abandoned by his allies. 1-to-1 trade. Slightly better for DC there. But pretty much negligible difference. I mean, bottom lane, Anti-Mage is still being a pain in the ass. Gotta try to focus down this AM, but with Manta Style up, pretty much Chronosphere or bust. If you do land a Chronosphere on the Anti-Mage, for sure they can take him down, but until that happens, he's going to be rather immune. Pretty much everything. Crippling Fear, as good as that is going to be split out with the Manta Style. Eventually you'll have the Sheep Stick.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
More Lincoln Spheres being built up. Anti-Mage is spotted. Holy heroes are converging. Here comes the Shadow Blade AA. Wow, incredible. See that? Like 2,000 gold item value, guys? 3,000 gold item? Insane value. Now, this is a little bit better, though. Oh, Crippling Fear. Mid-cast. Did complete the Ags on the Night Stalker, so chasing this Anti-Mage down is feasible. They will see absolutely everything. Don't really see what they want to see, which is the Anti-Mage. They will see a Visage. Poor guy. I mean, he's pretty close to his allies. There is one familiar here which will slow down the Night Stalker, but man, it does not slow down the Weaver. And this familiar also should be dead. 4 more cash. Still not on the right heroes. Not on the heroes that matter. Being able to jump into Roche though. Butterfly build here for HFN. Bill is really heavily reliant on King RD to get him out of that kind of lasso scythe threat zone. Man, is he doing a lot of damage. He'll only turn level 2 Defusal Blade shortly. But he has an Aegis, so right now, his lack of HP, his lack of survivability is not an issue. Somewhat of a concern that their team is going all in towards the top lane. Kind of leaving that Weaver by himself. Now this is something you don't see every day. 2 heroes flying after, chasing. I don't think they have any way of canceling it. Cold Feet, hell yeah, cast that spell. Good spell, for sure. Jamar's gonna take the tower, but so will HFN, so ultimately, tier 2 for tier 2 trade.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Snowball? Good luck, bro. Good freaking luck doing that. This is a Weaver we're talking about with Butterfly Flutter. Mage will get out of there just fine. Really hard to land a Chronosphere. Will be a lot easier once you get to level 25. Obviously, you get the Time Walk range, or you get a Blink Dagger, but with Lincoln Sphere in the quick buy, I actually still think it might be worth going for a Blink Dagger over this Lincoln. It'll give you the best chance possible at catching that ant. She went for Diffusal Blade. Again, it's a really good item to have versus that Necrophos, but for Faceless Void, it does seem like going for a Glass Cannon build instead of a very utility-heavy build with Ags and Blink Dagger is a little bit risky. Oh, Jamari. Familiar. Does stun. Weaver does have a time lapse. He'll jump right back out to the trees. Lincoln Sphere is going to hold. There's Force Staff and Lasso, but that won't really do enough. So the Weaver will scuttle away one more time. This is a Night Stalker with Gem. Map control and split push for the Anti-Mage. A lot more difficult, at least when it's nighttime or when Night Stalker has his ult. All about that Weaver, all about that Anti-Mage. Have Missile now. Something that Weaver will really struggle to deal with. Usually you're not going to still have the False Promise on the Oracle by the time you... for a counter Abyssal Blade measure, it's going to be every single time trying to at least counter a Lasso. If he's even able to get it off, it seems like the Oracle has been initiated upon every single time. Only so much you can do about that. In the meantime, BKB on Necrophos. And even more HP, not to mention the evasion that he has. I mean, he's almost level 25, also he's pushing that level pretty quickly. Serious high danger stuff here on Luccini. DC so far have pretty much avoided the worst of it. Seems like it's going to last forever. Ben is pushing by himself. He does tear through structures really quickly. Does take it down. Perhaps the darkness is being cast there by the Night Stalker. A little bit intimidating. Bottom lane still being pushed. A couple scans coming in, a couple TPs coming in. Scan's going to go red, so Anti-Mage knows that something might be up here. And I'm pretty sure he'll figure out what it is. Sphere again is gonna protect the Faceless Void from all these single target disables. Scythe, Lasso. Probably like a Lincoln's into Blink into Ags build. I still don't think you go for... Maybe you do go for a lot of damage. I don't know. It does seem like Weaver is gonna struggle to do this all by himself. As of right now, this game is as even as it can be. The fact that all this farm on DC.SA is focused in on a Weaver, or no, it's not even the fact that it's on a Weaver, it's the fact that it's on one hero, and you're up against a Necrophos. So Necrophos is, that's kind of his specialty, killing off that one guy. I'm not really sure this is considered good farm for a mid AA. But again, Shadowblade into Sheepstick. Really clean way of initiating. There is a gem on the Batrider. But even then, you run into one another, there's a chance you are able to just straight disable him. before he's able to blink out or really escape from you. So, yeah, I mean, that is something that DC desperately need. Boarding crew, even Night Stalker, like, oh, they also need this Faceless Void to not die, but it looks like that ship has sailed. Lincoln Sphere will maybe save him from that next time, but as of right now, Faceless Void down, Anti-Mage pushing this bottom lane for all he's worth. Fly not quite up on him just yet, but waiting. Ben's going to arrive. Does have a buyback, or should, yeah, just barely. There's a Blink Abyssal here, but it will be eaten by the Lincoln Sphere. Stalker is coming in, doesn't scout the Anti-Mage, is going to instead see the Tusk as Weaver. Gonna jump into action, Shikuchiing down here as fast as possible. Right under Jericho. Matthew also sees the Batrider, silences him. Snowball is gonna drag the Tusk all the way towards Matthew. He does have a Blink and a TP. Does he have enough? No. He's dead. He's pretty dead. We got a Tusk. Whoop-de-doo. What a swing pick. I'm still kind of impressed that HFN is more farm than the Anti-Mage. It is not easy to stay ahead in the Anti-Mage's farm unless you're like a Naga Alk level character.
Top tower is under attack.
But Weaver, I mean, yeah, getting kills. 9-0-9. Most important there is the 0.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
And now we have culmination of mid AA. It has all been for this, guys. Every single minute of this game, every single creep killed, every single dude turned to gold has been so that Ancient Apparition could invis up, find an Anti-Mage, and then cheaper. Oh, HFN loses Lincoln Sphere. BRG is too far away. Can he protect him? Yes, he will. False Promise going to keep him alive. And now with the heals, Weaver does get the time lapse out. Chronosphere going to turn around onto 2, including the Anti-Mage. Can they focus him down? He's not taking that much damage. Now, Snowball's coming in. HFN not that healthy right now. Already the time lapse. He's got to get out of here. And it seems like he still is going to try to go for the Anti-Mage. Attune going to arrive. Sheep stick onto the Anti-Mage with the freeze. It's not even going to do it. It doesn't perfectly synergize. He's still chasing after the Anti-Mage with the Diffusal Blade there. They're going to try to focus him down. Ice Blast, and they will take him down. HFN's still alive. Somehow, they're going to run to a handful of support heroes. Zinder is going to go 1v3. HFN just slowly backing off, looking for a good angle to initiate on some heroes in the back line, but Matthew to die elsewhere. Snowball in towards the Ancient Apparition. Does have another Sheep Stick. We'll get it off. Jericho is going to be beaten down. Shikuchi, one more right click. There you go. Got another one. And they also take down the Visage. Here comes the Batrider. He's back, but another timeless for HFN. The bashes, as well as the right clicks from Tekka, will take down 4, and HFN is still alive. Tekka is still alive as well, and they're looking for a 5th. Batrider is going to probably slip away here. And he will be just fine as he's just jungling. Man, oh man, that was a clutch save from that Oracle. An Oracle who, by the way, doesn't have jack shit in his inventory. Just walked up, giving the Weaver just a couple of seconds of guaranteed safety. Baby, you got a stew going. Gonna be a massive 4 for 1. Really? That was a 4 for 1? Didn't feel like a 4 for 1. My god.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Invisibility.
See, the Anti-Mage, though, is quite the problem. It's not the most elegant way of dealing with an Anti-Mage. Even though Chronosphering on the Anti-Mage, I mean, that is the best case scenario there. Oh. Yeah? Really? Really? This is a gem holder, so if you can get it, great, but I'm not really sure if that's a possibility. Eul Scepter will actually block the Snowball. Now he's going to time walk in. HFN is here as well. They don't have an answer to this Anti-Mage because they just used it. Oh well. Ancient Apparition, unfortunately too far away, but oh wow, he actually snagged him. 360 no scope, and now they see the Anti-Mage. He doesn't have Manta Style. Oh no, that means he's going to stay silenced, although the Snowball's going to bail him out. The bugs will be dodged, and the Necropost's arrival will prompt their retreat. King RD does not want to be in that corner. That is a bad place for Oracle to be. Oh, but he protects himself with the Edict right before the scythe. Perfectly read, like a book. And now Jamari, a couple more shots. HFN's going to Shikuchi forward, purge it off, time lapse away. Oh, he's styling now. This boy is just going off. And Jericho, in the meantime, being chased out by, I was almost going to say a couple supports, and I will say a couple of supports. But man, they kill off a whole bunch of heroes, lose their faceless void, yes, but HFN still has that crucial 0 death. And oh no, anti-mage sheepstick out of the invis! Ice blast the ball, they got him! Oh my god, they also Yule Scepter the Visage, who has a Force Staff, but good luck escaping this Weaver. He's gonna get picked off. Buyback on the Necrophos. And the Visage, Bat Rider's alive as well. HFN though is just refusing to go down. King RD has another get out of jail free card. There is another sheepstick as well, just in case anti-mage does show up. Weaver's disarmed, that's a little bit awkward. But still, he just wants to take down these buildings. He's just a boy who is looking to destroy some buildings. Right, so oh, they do jump in onto the Ancient Apparition, but there's no damage here, so he's not even going to use the False Promise. And now they jump into the backline with the Weaver. They've separated Jamar from the rest of the squad. Jan as well, we quickly dealt with by HFN. Switching back towards the Tusk, we'll get another. Here comes the bubble onto the Necrophos. Oh, he's getting so much trouble right now. The Ice Blast will seal the deal. He does not have a buyback. Anti-Mage, can you do this all by yourself? Sheepstick, is it there? No, it is actually yes back, but there's not enough mana here. The Weaver, again, Shikuchi'd out. Oh my god, DC just went Super Saiyan like 1 trillion right now. What the hell is... This game was so close for like 35 minutes, and then suddenly we have this. Anti-Mage doesn't have Manta Style. There is not that much mana here on the AA, but there's also not many buildings alive in this mid lane. DC, off of nothing more than just a handful of pickoffs on anti-mages in bad spots, walk in and take racks. You could also back up and go for Roche, because, you know, alive now, or go for Shrines. World is their oyster. Oh, anti-mage, no, not like this. Oh, he activates the Shrine, but no! Why did he chase forward by himself? He got debated so hard. So hard. And oh my god, this sheepstick is actually the most legit thing in the world. The thing is though, like, literally any item with the sheepstick could be doing this exact same thing. But that's not the point, guys. The point is that it's working, and it's working on an AA. Jericho does have a snowball right now. They're going to let him walk, as HFN is merciful. Maybe not towards Zinder, who's really deep in the trees. HFN can't find an easy way in though, so he's just gonna settle for the building. I'm sure he's gonna cry all the way to the bank. Jump in, they get the sheepstick onto 1, though the snowball will keep them safe. Chronosphere's not up for another 10 seconds. Tekka though, refusing to go down as the Ice Blast shotgun. It's actually gonna miss onto Jericho, point blank range. Tekka's now off on the side, fighting up against a million things, including his own creep wave, kind of bogging him down, but good game is called. What the hell? What the hell, man? Is HFN a good player? I don't actually know, guys. Is AA mid? Is supposed to work?